I am DNFing the evening and the morning. You probably already guessed since I said I was struggling. But I'm fairly confident this was a cash grab. It was published in 2020, and this was during the hype of Vikings and The Last Kingdom. They were popular, and then suddenly this comes out. And it feels like there was really no thought put into this, and the characters are inconsistent, and the female character Ragna feels like every time it's her chapter it feels like it's a YA book. There's a character called Edgar who feels a lot like Tom from Pillars of the Earth, but he also feels like Captain Marvel, where everything is just really easy and he knows how to do everything, and everything he doesn't know how to do he figures it out really quick. So while it's one of the more interesting parts, it's also not very interesting. Like, you know, it'll be fine. There's another character, but there's only been like 2 chapters, so there's really nothing to comment on for that. But I had the biggest problem with Ragna's character. One, yes, because it felt a lot like YA, but also she's built up to be this really smart character who's helping her dad, you know, settle conflicts in the town. But then suddenly a new guy comes into town and she can't handle that he doesn't care anything about her one way or the other. And she makes poor decisions about that. And then wonders why he just goes back home when he's done with this task. Like, of course he will. But what really nailed it down for me was there was a scene where one of her barns catches on fire, and she turns out to be really good in a crisis. She gets the animals out, she organizes everybody, she's leading the whole thing. And then not 40 pages later, there's a pony that slides down this thing with a pack while they're traveling, and suddenly she's this prissy princess who is scared to get her shoes dirty, feels like it doesn't, you can't have both. Either she's good in a crisis or she's freaked out and can't do things. But I was really expecting to like this book because I liked Pillars of the Earth, I liked World Without End. You know, they're dark and gritty and bad things will happen. And of course that's in here too. But there's no heart to it. Like in Pillars of the Earth, they're building the cathedral, and I've really appreciated cathedrals ever since. You know, you see what goes into building that and everything like that. You know, this kid builds boats, which meshes with this, you know, the time, but you don't care about it. I don't know. But yeah, I got to just under 200 pages. I really tried. I thought it would improve. I thought things would get better. I thought maybe the female character would grow up some, but apparently this only spans like 10 years. So I'm pretty sure that's a no. So I'm gonna call that. Anyone else who reads it, I wish you the best.